he was the guy. He took a lot of heat from this from right-wingers that immediately following the election of 2020.
I tell people all the time that when I very first started doing reactions to politics and whatnot, I did not like Tucker Carlson. I did not like him because I was always taught not to like anything that's coming from the right. Nothing and nobody. If it's Bill O'Reilly, don't like him. Glenn Beck, don't like him. Megyn Kelly, don't like her. Tucker Carlson, don't like her. But started to listen, started to pay attention, and I was doing it for the sake of understanding through reactions. I wanted to see I wanted to get Joe Rogan's opinion on this whole Tucker Carlson thing. So that's why we're here right now. Y'all feel free to let me know whatever y'all want me to know. Don't forget to like this video. That will be amazing.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Did you see the Tucker Carlson interview on Full Send?
Yes, I saw. I didn't watch the entire thing, but I saw a few clips of it when he's talked about how much he regrets supporting the war in Iraq. That's what you're referring to? Yeah. And I believe him. I think he really means it.
I believe him too.
Sometimes, sometimes there's people there's John McCain types who go or Hillary Clinton, they'll admit, okay, it was a mistake, but then they still support every subsequent war after that. And it doesn't see, whereas Tucker is I'm so ashamed that I supported this. I'll never forgive myself for it. And has opposed every subsequent war after that. And I'm like, okay, I think this guy really believes it.
He's different than people want to pretend he is. First of all, the guy was a deadhead.
Yeah.
You know that? He used to follow the dead around.
Yeah.
He used to follow the dead around. He called him a deadhead. He said Tucker Carlson was a deadhead and he used to follow it. Come on, y'all gotta send me that information. Send me something that has him following around dead people. You talking about Artie Kicks? When he used to check out the ghost stories and whatnot, he used to be like Artie Kicks.
So for sure dropped acid.
That'd be my guess.
I would. How else can you enjoy the music?
Oh, he used to. Grateful Dead, the rock band. Okay, never mind.
I think it's legally required that you've taken acid at least once if you're going to enjoy the Grateful Dead. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't brushed up on the statutes.
Comes alive to LSD, according to my friends who've been there and done that.
It's really interesting what the public perception.
Shay Brown, don't laugh. Listen, that was an honest mistake. Listen, I thought he was like Artie Kicks, man, chasing around ghosts, but okay, Deadhead, Grateful Dead. How y'all supposed to think that I was supposed to catch on to that? Grateful Dead is Deadhead. I mean, although he did say it after the fact, but
of Tucker Carlson is, or particularly how polarizing he is to people that it's almost like they're describing a different person than he actually is.
Right.
I think he was the most interesting person in cable news, the most thoughtful, most intelligent. He was really, I don't agree with him on anything. On my podcast, we used to do a segment, or I had just done it so many times that we started joking about it being a segment that we called Contra Carlson, because I was just disagreeing with him. He had all these economic ideas that I completely disagree with. And I disagree with a lot of stuff he said, but he was such a, the lone voice in really the corporate press who was completely opposed to the military industrial complex, completely opposed to big pharma and all of the insanity. It was really good on speaking up about a lot of really important issues that you would think a good leftist would at least appreciate that he's good on that issue.
But they would appreciate it, but the thing is, they're never going to see it, because once they see that Tucker said something about, when Tucker says something about the war, what's going to happen is, even if a bunch of people from the left agree with what he's saying, they're not going to see the original video of him saying it. What they're going to see is a spin of that, spin of a clip and another clip and another clip of him saying something, and it's going to be put together in a way that's negative so that it could be presented to their people so that they can say, here's another one of those people over there. We need to hate him for this. He's wrong for this. And people are never going to go back to the original source because they're believing the people that they've already put their trust in, which are CNN and MSNBC.
And some of them did. This is what he's the guy who's having Glenn Greenwald on his show. You know what I mean? He's the guy who's having Aaron Mattei and Jimmy Dore.
Yes.
These aren't right wingers.
Yes.
He's having he's having
a
them.
lot of left wingers.
And it was very interesting. He wasn't a partisan. he would be completely against the Republican Party, was viciously critical of the Republican Party, hates the Republican establishment. And even the stuff I've seen so many people be like, he bought into Trump's claims that the election was stolen. And I'm like, I don't know, dude, do you watch him? Because I watched his show, and that's actually not true. He was the guy, he took a lot of heat from this from right-wingers that immediately following the election of 2020, he really aggressively called out Trump's lawyers. Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, I think was the other one, because they were making claims about the Dominion voting machines, that they flipped millions of votes. And Tucker Carlson went on his show and he goes, okay, if this is true, it's the biggest story in the history of the United States of America. So what evidence do you have? And he's like, we have reached out privately to Trump's lawyers. We've gotten nothing in return. So to be clear, they're making this claim and providing nothing to back it up.
Wow, I didn't know that he called them out like that. Wow. Hey, that video of Tucker Carlson calling out Trump's lawyers, if y'all have that, I would like to see it. I would really like to see it, because this is what I enjoy, man. It shows me when you see people doing things like this, it gives you another person to believe in, because they are truth tellers. They're truth seekers. They're not people who are meat riding just for the sake of keeping a job or getting a raise, or they're trying to be beholden to some company who's sponsoring whatever platform they're speaking from, which a lot of them do. A lot of them do. They will speak against a certain brand because of whatever sponsorship is making them do it, or they will speak for a certain brand, regardless if it's good for you, healthy, or anything like that, or if it's detrimental. They don't care. They will speak on that brand as if it's good for you and you need to go get it or you need to do it. You know what I mean? So
he really was like, no. Now, what he has said later is they'll pull quotes and be like, yeah, but he referred to 2020 as a scam or something like that. And it's like, yeah, but you don't watch his show. So you don't get that, like, what he was saying was, yeah, the Dominion vote flipping thing is bullshit. No one's ever provided any evidence of that. But the fact that big tech and the intelligence agencies worked together to undermine the Hunter Biden story to get Joe Biden across the finish line is bullshit.
1000%. The fact that if you even mentioned it, you can put any information about, come on, just sick stuff, man. You couldn't put anything like that out there. And if a whole bunch of people had access to that information, because anybody who's already believing in the left and they want somebody so badly to win as a Democrat, they need for any negativity that come out about that side, they're not going to be looking for it. But if you put it in front of them, they'll be able to look at it and make a decision. That information was not only was it not put in front of them, but it was hidden from them. And Tucker did speak on that a lot.
Like that you know what I mean? And that's a scam. And that's a completely reasonable position to take. Again, it's just, like, look at this, dude. Don Lemon is out at CNN, right? I promise you, whoever replaces Don Lemon has the same exact views as Don Lemon and the same exact views of everybody else at CNN. And that's not true for Tucker Carlson. Like, there was a guy out there who would disagree with the rest of the people at his network.
Yeah,
disagree with both political parties.
He's really designed for the internet.
I hope he goes there.
He's going to, unless they've paid him off to if I was a person in a position of power and a wild card like Tucker Carlson got released from Fox News and maybe Rumble makes a deal with him or something like that. Do you have any idea how big that would be? How big his show, it could make that app, it could make that platform. I mean, if Tucker Carlson goes over there, it would be worth it for them to invest a considerable amount of money. But if I was Fox News, that's the last thing I would want. So I would make sure that we have him locked up for the entire term of some contract, some no compete, and pay him off. You'd be better off just giving him the same amount of money he made when he was on the air.
Well, and I wonder
him opposing you.
I wonder what he's already under contract for. You know what I mean? Like, there may already be some clause in his contract that says, if we leave, there's X amount of time. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure something in this contract that says, if you think you about to be a problem and make us lose some money, bro, you better think again. Now you better take this 25 million that we giving you and shut the hell up. Better go in the corner and say nothing. You better say nothing. You better go on your brownstone and just live it up, bro. Then just be quiet. Nah, he ain't gonna do that. Tucker never been quiet, bro. That's just not what he do.
In Fox News, man, they're smart.
Yeah.
They're not stupid. But it was very shocking seeing him leave.
Yes, I was surprised. Although in hindsight, one of those things where like I was surprised right away, and then like 2 days later, I'm like, how was he ever even there? Like, how would this guy was on the 8 p.m. hour at Fox News saying the CIA killed Kennedy? Like, how was that ever a real thing? You know,
Right.
like
He
it's
did
like
say that.
It's insane. He was like it. But what's crazy to me is that like so many progressives have like. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something. It's like, is this the real you, man? Have you just been replaced with an NPC? The 8 p.m. hour at Fox News is saying the CIA killed Kennedy. That's not interesting to you?
Right.
That's not like I'm not saying you have to agree with him on everything, but like that's not that's different than Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
This is a different world we're living in now.
Yeah.
That is different. Absolutely. All right, so y'all tell me what y'all thought about that, man. Lou Valentino says that's exactly what they did. Gave them a whole poop ton of money and said you will remain getting paid and you will make sure that you be the hell quiet for the 2024 elections. Unless you're saying something that's helping us. He will say something that helps you all. He will say something that's that mostly helps conservatives, in my opinion. But he's going to tell the truth. And I think that's what we need more of on both sides of the aisle. Ain't gonna happen. Why? Because there's too many bones, there's too many skeletons that are buried. The public won't be able to, we won't know what to do with the truth. Talking about at mass, we won't know what to do with the truth. We already don't know what to do with the truth. Hopefully we get better as a group, because I don't want any wars in my lifetime. WW3 can wait for another 200-300 years. That'd be cool. Civil wars, that could wait for another 200-300 years too. That'd be cool. I'm trying to get my kids sometimes to have their own kids and their own, grandkids if they end up being blessed to have that. But at the end of the day, man, I ain't got time for this mess.